my beer.
What up, Thug, and welcome into another round 2 of the Bro Force Squad's Comic Movie Madness Tournament with the mad scientist Brian Banner, Jeff Hornacek. I'm Matt Geiger. Before we go to our live matchups of the day and some highlights, I'm going to throw it to Banner for our fan vote.
Hey guys, thanks for voting, everybody, all our platforms. You can go to www.broforceSquad.com. We have all of our social media sites linked out there, as well as the bracket. Continue to vote on which movies move on in this tournament. Today's fan vote was Captain America, the First Avenger versus V for Vendetta. This is another really tough one, guys. First one, we've got Jerry Stokes. No competition. Poor Disney. Obviously, that's a vote for V for Vendetta. He's kind of taking a jab at First Avenger and Disney having Marvel rights. Jeff, I'll let you take this one.
Did Disney buy Marvel yet by the time this movie came out?
That's what I was going to ask.
I don't think they did.
I don't think they had.
But still, Jerry, we love the comment, and anytime you make fun of the mouse, I think it's pretty funny. So, good work.
Geiger, you got anything to add?
No.
That was it.
Mickey Mouse laugh. But, First Avenger was a complete piece of shit, so I totally am with them here.
Yeah, I mean, Captain America's origin story is hard to do anyway, and then you just make a bad movie of a tough story to tell. It's never going to move. I don't remember who it went against in the first round, but I'm kind of surprised it even made it to the second round.
I love V for Vendetta, too. So
Next one, we have Ethan Hartenberger, and if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. I'm 3 beers deep into a 6-pack of 6 Point. He says, is this even a contest? Laugh my ass off. A well-written, well-acted, and highly agmatic film about freedom and government versus a quickly made Marvel movie that only exists to get to the Avengers film faster. Again, another V for Vendetta vote.
I love Marvel, but that he fucking hit the nail on the head right there. That is the dichotomy between.
Sounds like a DC fanboy to me.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's if you're gonna sum these two movies up, that's the way to do it. Ethan, great comment. Keep them coming. Last fan vote today, guys. We've got Timothy Anderson, and he said, "As much as I love Cap, V for Vendetta is where it's at for me." A lot of love for the V, guys. And I'm not talking about vagina.
Well, Timothy was what I more expected people to say, like, yeah, there's a lot worse superhero movies than Captain America, but especially with our grading criteria, like, which movie did something special? And that's V for Vendetta to me, I think.
Yeah, again, it talked about controversial things, and it addressed those things in a superhero film and in a manner of superhero-iness.
You know, the funny thing, I just realized Hugo Weaving is like a big part in both movies. He's V and he's also Red Skull. So either way, he wins. He gets money because that's how this works.
Yeah. That's our fan vote, guys. Pretty cut and dry. V for Vendetta moving on 46-25.
It covered the spread, thank God.
They definitely did cover. We have just one highlighted matchup that went on earlier today. Avengers taking on Ant-Man. Avengers moving on to Sweet 16 over Ant-Man 13-2. We're grading all these films on 5 criteria: cast, story, best scene, impact on pop culture, and rewatchability. Now, to see how we do these movies, we got our live movie of the day. We got 2 of them for you. First off, movies ready.
Let's get it on.
I'm ready.
Versus Captain America, Civil War. Okay.
Crow versus Captain America? Oh, this will be... Everyone should be calm for this. This shouldn't end horribly.
Cast. Crow. Brandon Lee fucking died on set. One of the greatest... Why are you... I don't understand.
How does that make the cast better?
That doesn't make the cast better because somebody died. Like, that's an impact on pop culture.
Good as your fucking lead role. The Crow, I'm giving it cast. Jeff... I have to give it every point because I know what you guys are going to fucking do. You're going to tag team against me. So, Jeff, go ahead.
I mean, Robert Downey...
I'm grading it how it's supposed to be graded.
I just
with,
don't...
like, ethicalness and morality.
I don't even feel like I need to defend this. Captain America Civil War. This is...
It's Civil War. Like,
Fine, I'll give it to Civil War. 3-0 Civil War. It does have Downey Jr. in it and, like, the third best Spider-Man. So, sure. Civil War. Story. Can I give that to The Crow? Because it had one of the greatest fucking comic book stories ever made. A story about revenge, told very true. It had a love story in it. Played very well by everyone that apparently wasn't a good cast. But I was really into the story, man. And it fell suit to the comic to a T. So I'm giving it to The Crow. So it's a 3-1 Crow. Jeff, 3-1 Civil War, excuse me.
Yeah, I also gave story to The Crow. This was kind of a last-minute change on my part. But after I went back and I watched 2 scenes from The Crow today, I realized that's movies like The Crow that are based on indie comics that don't have big budgets. The only way that they're going to be good movies is if they have a very, very solid backbone. Captain America's story was great because it wove together an incredibly crowded ensemble cast and really simplified it, but The Crow story to me is just like its strength. I mean, that's its bread and butter. You watch it again, it's visceral, it's dark, it hits home. Crow gets the point.
Banner?
I gave it to Civil War. That's not to say that Crow doesn't have a fantastic story, because, again, I love the Crow story. I can go back and watch that movie, once every year or so. But Captain America just had this crazy way of taking the Civil War story and telling us a part of it through Captain America's side, and the way that it was told and the way that they did it, and having a new twist and a new spin on what they created in the comic books was very fresh, and I liked it. So I gave it to Civil War.
Best scene, I gave to The Crow, and I can't even pick one. I mean, with the way it's so 90s, you got the Stone Temple Pilots and Deftones in the background on some of these scenes. Whenever he says, "I'm your passenger," and that movie plays, and he's got the dude fucking duct tape, and he's taping around town. It's one of the best car scenes ever. The scene whenever he goes in to all the guys that wants to kill him and just sets fucking Indian style and basically says, "You can't fucking kill me," and then kills everyone. I'm giving it to The Crow. It's so dark, very well directed. It really stroked the 90s, especially the music behind it, or the score, as Banner likes to call it. Jeff?
Yeah, if we had score as part of this, which we actually talked about doing, Crow would get a lot of points, man. Because like you said,
Crow would destroy
its soundtrack not only fits the movie, but like the 90s grunge era and what Brandon Lee's character was going for. But I know, Geiger, you don't like kind of the tonal inconsistency, but that airport scene in Civil War is just orgasmic for nerds. So I had to. It's a tough scene to beat, man. As much as I like The Crow and what it did, I had to give this one to Civil War.
See, I would say that a scene in that movie beat that scene. I'm going with the chase scene.
Great scene.
In Civil War. It was just the speed and the strength that those 3 characters exuded in that scene was just fantastic. Then how they got caught, and War Machine is like, "Congratulations, you're a criminal now." It just, I don't know. I love that scene. I thought it was fantastic. We all know I'm a sucker for chase scenes, though. So I gave it to Civil War for the chase scene.
6-3 Civil War. Effects on pop culture. Marvel always thinks they have a cakewalk for this point. Most times they do. I'm going to give it to The Crow, and this is why. We lost one of probably the greatest actors of the 90s in this movie who got killed on set. Who knows what well, for one, The Crow's sequels wouldn't have fucking sucked. The effects on pop culture of losing him, possibly to what you believe if this is Chinese Mafia because it's Bruce Lee's son, I think that had way more effect on what Civil War, which, I mean, is a very good story, but, not on the aspect of actually losing a great actor like this. So I gave it to Crow.
The only movie in this entire tournament, excuse me, that I think can give The Crow a run for its money in terms of pop culture is the original Superman. Because of everything that you just said, because of everything that happened, on the other side of the camera, has to go to The Crow here. Civil War, I mean, it was kind of like not a retread. That's really putting it mildly, what they do with an ensemble cast. But Marvel already showed that they can execute the ensemble superhero team-up film. The Crow, not only changed the game, but, I mean, just go on Wikipedia and read it. It'll be a much better explanation than I can give. So, Crow.
Yeah, I gave it to Crow as well. I mean, if we're looking at it just what each individual movie did moving forward, Civil War, it came out great. Where did it get us after we watched Civil War? We have 37,000 other Marvel movies that are already slated to come out, and they're all going to be awesome. We already know that. The Crow came out, and it was fantastic. Where did we go from there?
And one thing, to Geiger's point, Civil War couldn't even kill anybody in the fucking movie. Crow killed somebody outside of the movie.
That's the biggest point of the story. Captain America should have died. Someone actually fucking died in this movie twice. He actually died in the story and came back to life. Then the actor actually died. No one died in Civil War. There's no repercussions. Okay, rewatchability. I know that Civil War is probably an easier film to watch. I have the vote here. Crow, I know I like dark shit. Crow's one of my closet favorites. I'll probably watch this 6 to 8 times a year. And
Jesus, you're disgusting.
You need help.
I love
6 to 8 times?
The Crow and the original Batman are like my closet favorites. I watched them as a kid. I still watched them. I had a sketch of Brandon Lee in my room. I just love everything about the movie. I love the music. It all is just me. So I'm giving it to The Crow. Not that I know I'm a Marvel basher, everyone thinks, but Civil War was a very, very good movie. Check out our movie commentary if you haven't. I actually kind of applaud it, but I'm giving it to The Crow. It's 6-6 right now, 7-6 Crow. Jeff.
I don't think you're a Marvel basher. Look, The Crow, we talk about this a lot. It is such heavy subject matter. I can't rewatch it that much. As good as it is, as much as I appreciate it, Civil War is a really fun movie with a great cast, awesome action spectacles. I have to go Civil War here. I'm sorry, Geiger.
Okay, so it is 7-7, and Banner gets the last. And if you haven't checked out our last episode, I actually put X2 over Batman Begins. But let's see.
I fucking knew there was an under-the-table arrangement.
I know you can't see it. Let's see if what he thinks for rewatchability.
You can watch this 7 to 8 times a year? You're disgusting.
I watch it at least 3 around Halloween because it's Devil's Night, October 30th.
I can watch it like twice a year. Civil War I can watch like 4 times a year.
You're fucking disgusting.
I'm disgusting because I don't like watching a movie.
No, because X2 is still in this tournament.
I don't give a shit. I didn't tell you to do that.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, Civil War. It's got to be Civil War. Awesome. The Crow is just such dark, heavy subject matter. I'm not saying it's not good. It's just Civil War is just a little bit lighter. It's easier to watch on a Thursday when it's actually sunny out. The Crow, it has to be like 30 degrees and raining for you to be able to watch it.
Civil War's moving on. I was going to quit the podcast, but apparently we got another fucking live one to do, so I'm going to quit it after this one. Days of Future Past versus Hellboy.
Let's get it on. Sex.
I still love you, Geiger.
Cast. I mean, is this even a question? Can everyone just say Days of Future? We're taking fucking McAvoy and Stewart and all the everything and just combining it together. So I gave it to X-Men.
Yeah. I mean, clean sweep.
Yeah, best cast of the tournament, probably.
Sorry, Ron Perlman.
Hellboy has a great cast, but I mean, these are 2 different genres put it together. It was a fantastic cast. Very well acted and everything. Story. Who wants to go last on this? Who wants to go first? Banner, this is X-Men. You want to go first?
I'll go last.
Okay. I'll go first. Story. Days of Future Past. Once again, DC fan. I swear to God, I'm a DC fan. But Batman animated series, fantastic. I'd rather watch X-Men animated series over it. Days of Future Past animated series is fantastic. And this movie got it right. I don't say this much about Fox, but this movie got it right. I'm giving it to X-Men Future Past.
Yeah, my favorite X-Men storyline is actually the New Mutants run. My second favorite one in the comics is Days of Future Past. I was so down on the X-Men before this movie came out, and this fucking reinvigorated me. Perfectly pulled off. Great way of meshing the 2 casts, although of course they've fucked up the continuity since then. But the plot to it is executed perfectly. It's dark in the right spots. It's funny in the right spots. Days of Future Past has to get this for me.
Banner.
Wow. I give it to Hellboy.
What?
Judas!
Guys, Days of Future Past is a hard story to tell. First off, with going back in time and things like that. And then you throw in the continuity stuff that they did. They did a good job with it, but Hellboy's just really easy to watch. It's a simple story to get. And it's easy to follow. They threw a couple of nice little wrinkles, the "Dad, I hate you" stuff, and the little love triangle that they had going on. I give it to Hellboy.
It's kind of funny when you think about it. Fox had their timeline so fucked up. How cocky was it to be like, I know it's
almost made sense.
Well, it's like, I know it's fucked up. Let's also introduce time travel.
That's why I love this movie so much. It almost made sense,
Yeah.
as fucked up as it is. So
You're like, I'm so fucking confused. I get it.
go into the best scene, X-Men Days of Future Past 5-1. Best scene, one word, Sentinels. Finally got it. That's, yeah, X-Men.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I watched 3 scenes from Hellboy today just to reevaluate this. Nothing beat that Sentinel scene. Sorry, Guillermo del Toro.
Guys, I'm going to shock you a little bit. And there is something that beats that Sentinel scene. It's the scene where you have Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy talking telepathically to each other.
That was sick.
Where Stewart's sitting there telling him, McAvoy, like, get your shit together. Like, otherwise we're all going to die and our entire race and we're all fucked. That scene was just so powerful and so well acted, and the way that they did it, it was fantastic, and it hit home with me. So still X-Men, Days of Future Past, but it was just a different scene.
But was Stewart talking to Charles Xavier or Patricia?
Get out of here. Just leave. Go home.
Etc.
That was a split. That was a
Future
split
Past.
reference.
8-1 Days of Future Past. Moving into effects on pulp culture. I'm going to give it to Hellboy just simply because it's not one of the big comics. It's not a DC or Marvel comic, but it showed that it could still make money. It could still make a good movie. The only one I could think of before that time was probably Original Crow. They got ramrodded about 10 minutes ago, and it's out of the tournament. It's disgusting, I know, but I'll give that point to Hellboy.
Did the same thing. It wasn't in the tournament.
Jeff?
I also gave this one to Hellboy. It was an indie film that got, I think at the time, the biggest budget that an indie comic had gotten before, which was huge, and finally showed, hey, people know there's some viable properties that not everyone knows about. And it got a sequel, which is huge again, like another big budget sequel. So I just think that was cool and great to see as a comic fan who, you know, used to spend my Saturdays at the comic shop reading some of these more obscure titles. Really proud of Hellboy. Pop culture point for sure.
Banner?
Yeah, but they should have stopped at 1 because the sequel was god-awful. I gave impact on pop culture to X-Men because this is their quote-unquote way to reboot things so that they could start over and go with the Apocalypse thing. So it just confused us even more. And yes, it was a great film in its own right, but it just got us deeper and deeper into this foxhole, no pun intended, of just terrible fucking continuity errors. We have no idea what universe or what planet we're on right now. So I give it to it had a bigger impact on the pop culture than Hellboy did. Although it was cool to see a Dark Horse film or Dark Horse comic get created into such a nice, good little film.
Okay, 9-3, X-Men Days of Future Past. Moving on to rewatchability. I'm going to pick Hellboy, and for a couple of reasons. One, Banner says, and he is right about this, it is a pretty simple film. It's a feel-good film. And after I watch Hellboy, I feel good about myself. After I watch Days of Future Past, even though it is a fantastic film, I still go to the gym or I try to listen to what my wife's saying and still think, how the fuck did Fox fuck this up so bad when this is one of the greatest fucking comic book genres of our generation? And it just pisses me off every time I fucking see it because I know they can make a good film, but it doesn't carry on. So I gave it to Hellboy. Jeff?
Yeah, if I could watch Days of Future Past in a universe where none of the other X-Men exist, I would prefer that. This is my favorite X-Men movie. Great ending, which, you know, it only took them like the next movie to fucking forget what they actually did. So I give this one a Days of Future Past. This is a tough one for me, though, because the original Hellboy also has a little bit of that sentimental feel for a lot of the stuff Banner was talking about with being a Dark Horse comic, but I go Days of Future Past here.
Banner?
Yeah, I went Days of Future Past too, and there's only one reason why I went that way. It was, you give me a movie with McAvoy, Fassbender, Stewart, and McClellan in it. Doesn't matter what fucking movie it is. It can be the Teletubbies. I'm going to watch it over and over again. Those four right there, they just get me off, and I can watch them in anything. So that being said, Days of Future Past gets that point for me.
All right, there you go. Days of Future Past, 11-4 over Hellboy. Days of Future Past, moving on to Sweet 16. Also moving on to Sweet 16. Avengers, Civil War for some fucking reason, and V for Vendetta because of your vote. Thank you very much. To go check out our website and the bracket, that is at broforsquad.com. Check us out on YouTube and iTunes. Please subscribe to us on both so you don't miss any of the action. We have a Twitter at broforsquad, and give us a like on Facebook. Until then, We'll catch you later. Still in round 2. Thanks.